Good evening. This is BelGeode, and we are back with some more Star Citizen. And this is part two of my little tour of the IAE, which is the Interstellar Aerospace Expo, which is currently being held on the planet of Microtech in the city of New Babbage. And part of the reason why I started doing this little mini series, as it were, is I actually wanted to show you, well, number one, what the expo itself looks like, because it is really freaking awesome. Plus, I also wanted to show you what Star Citizen feels like, or I guess looks like, in VR. Now, you're probably thinking, how are you using Star Citizen in VR? Well, funny you should mention that. I am using Vorpx. If you caught the last episode, you probably already know all of this, but for those of you who are just tuning in now, Vorpx is a payware program that you can use to basically turn non VR games such as Star Citizen into a somewhat VR experience. And I say it like that because it's not a true VR experience. You're lacking the true 3D depth perception. However, you have basically what amounts to like an IMAX screen in front of your face, and that is how you are actually interfacing through your VR headset. For those of you who are familiar with my Microsoft Flight Simulator series, the ongoing series, you should probably recognize this procedure as what I call poor man's VR. It's kind of a misnomer though, because honestly, if you can afford to have VR, you're probably not very poor. Let's just put it that way. But suffice to say, it does help immeasurably as far as getting a sense of scale as to what it's like to be inside the verse. And that's the main reason why I am doing this. I wanted to experience what it's like to be in first person in Star Citizen. And I figure what better place to show off the scale, the magnitude of everything that is Star Citizen, but here at the expo itself. Today's date is the 21st of November, and this is the second day of the expo. It lasts for a few days, and there's going to be multiple ship manufacturers that are going to be displaying their wares all over the convention hall. In the first portion of this video, I showed you the consolidated Outland display as well as Argo Aeronautics. And of course, Greycat, the maker of the Greycat line of vehicles. I think there's only two of them. There's the regular Greycat and the Greycat Rock, which is used for mining. Now, we are on the second floor of the convention center where Aegis has set up shop, and we're going to be taking a look at the Aegis line of ships that they have available. So, first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to get upstairs. Just to remind you, as far as movement, I am using the keyboard and mouse, which is definitely not ideal in VR, considering the fact that you can't really see your keyboard. I know where my mouse is, it's always under my hand, so I don't have an issue as far as grabbing that, but interacting with stuff when I need to switch to the F key, what I've been doing is kind of hovering my hand over the W, A, S, and D keys. And I can, of course, look around naturally by just turning my head. And when it comes to motion, I can use the arrow keys plus turn my head to kind of direct myself where I want to go and keep the camera focused on what I want you to see. Hi there. Don't mind me. I'm just window shopping right now. That cheddar ham looks really good. I might have to come pick one up later. You'll be here, right? I'm sure you will. I am sure you will. And of course, we got some water in the last episode. We will bypass that this time. Let me check the map before I move out, so that way I can kind of plan our route here. All right, so anybody who's ever been in an Earth shopping mall is very familiar with this kind of map. This is one of those "you are here" maps, and that's the red dot right there. Okay, so what are we looking at in the main convention hall? We have the Sabre line And actually, I do want to test out the Sabre. I won't be doing that in this video, but I am going to show you how you can rent the Sabre as well as any of the other spacecraft that you're looking at and that we will be seeing. Behind the Sabre is the Reclaimer, which, oh my God, that is massive. We're definitely going to take a look at that. Then we got the back rooms here, the Vanguard series of spacecraft and the Avengers. The Avengers have a soft spot for me because that's what I started Star Citizen in, was an Avenger. We also have the Gladius and the Hammerhead. Ooh, the Hammerhead should be interesting to look at, as well as the Eclipse and the Retaliator Bomber. That's all on this floor, so this might be a longer video. And then downstairs, it looks like we've got holograms of the Redeemer, the Vulcan, and the Nautilus, which I'll go through all of that once we get to it. All right, first thing on the agenda, I want to check out this Sabre. You know me, you know how much I love the F-14 Tomcat. This is one of the spacecraft that happens to have like that variable geometry that the Tomcat was famous for. And that is what I really love. Now, I don't have any of the Aegis ships anymore. Like I said, I did have the Avenger at one point in time. That's how I started out. But I've been kind of eyeing this one because I love the way it's shaped and everything. It looks really neat. So we'll take a closer look here. Just as I did before in a previous video, I'm just going to kind of hold here so that you can read. You can pause the video and just kind of check it out there. There we go. That is the Sabre, and it is focused as a stealth fighter. Let's take a closer look at this puppy. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to set it up for rent. So here's how we do that. You kind of look towards the spacecraft, you hold down the F, and somewhere around here, there should be the option to rent. Yep, there it is. Got to stop talking first. All right, so this will give you the information on it. Notice it is 0 credits, so we can click rent, and it is processed. So there we go. So now what will happen is when I go to the spaceport, I should be able to pull this out for like the next 48 hours or so, and I can literally fly it anywhere. I can do anything I want in this spacecraft, and it will be there for me for the next 2 days, which is really cool. And like I said, you can do that with any of the ships that we're going to be looking at today. But yeah, I love how this one is shaped. It's just so sweet. You can see the wing is slicked back there, Tomcat style. It doesn't exactly function the way that a Tomcat does, so it's not like an automatic wing sweep based on speed. It's kind of more like a real life bird, where when the bird is at rest, the wings are slicked back, tucked back towards the body, and when you're flying, the wings are out. But the fact that it's even got like flaps and so on means that it should be pretty good in atmosphere, which usually whenever I go to test out spacecraft in Star Citizen, I'm usually doing it on a planet such as Microtech. So that should be really neat to check out a little bit later. Yeah, I love those engines. It's funny too, as I mentioned the Tomcat, the inlet of this engine kind of reminds me of the exhaust of the B model of the Tomcat. It just has that vibe, you know? It's really neat. And I love the fact that the canopy is all red and everything. That's pretty cool too. Wow. Yeah, can't wait to fly that one. I'll probably make a separate video where I'm just kind of showing off the flight characteristics of some of these. All right, what does this say? What heroes are made of? Okay, be ready to face... Oh, sorry, lady. Be ready to face whatever dangers that may lie ahead with confidence. Aegis Dynamics designs and their advanced spacecraft with defensive and offensive capabilities able to handle risks great and small. From the front lines of the Empire to the homesteads of the frontier, Aegis Dynamics makes the best pilots better. All right, CIG, I hope you were listening there. I need some voiceover work. We're going to check out this monstrosity in a few moments there. But I kind of want to see this variant of our previous bird.
Attention visitors to the Intergalactic
I
Aerospace
love
Expo.
the
Please
skin.
take care of any
Almost looks like
non-emergency
a
items.
stealth
Everyone will be
camouflage.
for everyone's
This is
enjoyment.
pretty cool. Wow. So just to remind you, this is the Sabre, and it is one wicked looking craft. Now, what is the difference between this and the other one? You may ask. I know I'm asking. Let's see if we can get over here and try not to bother this lady. Hi, lady. Don't mind me. I'm just reading for my audience here. I'm just gonna like invade your personal space. You don't mind, do you? Apparently not. Okay. I like your eyes, by the way. You have very beautiful eyes. All right. So let's see what it says here. Created as part of the Masters of Flight series in conjunction with the Flight Sim Arena Commander, which is the game within a game in Star Citizen. The Comet pays tribute to the famed pilot Captain Kamur Dalian for his work with Aegis to usher in a new era of combat ship design. This Sabre comes equipped with a specialized dogfighting focused loadout and a custom special edition livery honoring this iconic ship. Okay, so it's just loaded out differently. That's really the only difference between that one and that one. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. Now, I'm just going to rent the other one. I'm not going to rent this one, but I'll keep that in mind. It's good to know that you've got options. As I had mentioned in the previous video that I did, along the back wall there, you'll see components. So you'll see weapons that presumably are created by Aegis, and you'll see like starship components on the far side. You can probably see them way back there, like propulsion systems and so on and so forth. Let's take a look at this Leviathan. Wow. So this is the Reclaimer. I'm almost tempted to go inside and check it out, except I have no idea how to even get inside this thing. All I know is this thing is incredible. Holy crap. Remember, folks, I'm in VR. I am 6 feet tall, so my character's height is about that height. You see this, right? You see how massive this thing is. And this is not even the largest of ships that's available in Star Citizen. This is, well, I guess this is probably like a small ship as far as capital ships go. I know it's not really a capital ship, it's more of a salvage type ship, hence the name Reclaimer. It's reclaiming something, I guess. But man, oh man, this thing is just incredible. And this, folks, is exactly why I wanted to use VR for this experience. Look at this. Now, I remember in real life going to the air show. There's probably still some videos of me at the Wings over Pittsburgh air show where I was showing off things like the B-52 and the C-17, and I thought those birds were big. And granted, this is all fantasy, but holy crap. I can't even imagine how big like an Idris or something is. If this is the size of the Reclaimer, that's just nuts. Wow. Thoroughly impressed by the scale of this thing. And look at this turret here. I'm pretty sure I could sit comfortably inside this turret with a bag of Cheez Its because it's me and I always have to have a bag of Cheez Its. But wow, man, I'm just blown away by this. The gear alone is just monstrous. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I love it. I love it. Oh, we can see some more of the Starship parts there. So I think the larger ones are actually your quantum drives. That's what you use to quote unquote go into hyperspace. And I think the smaller things are like your power plants and your coolers and so on and so forth. So we've got all of that kind of stuff here. I did swap out some parts in my Reliant Core, which I recently got, I would say like a couple of months ago. So I made that one a little bit more versatile. I just can't get over the size of the reclaimer. That's just nuts. Holy crap. Okay, well, let me stop gawking at the reclaimer. We are going to head over to the first side room and check out some of the other ships that they have here. In the meantime, I'm going to need to go to the outside view just to kind of soak this all in. Wow. Just wow. Wow. I'm impressed. I might not have my VoIP or my FOIP on, but my face really doesn't do me justice there.
This is a
I'm
quick
really,
reminder
really
to stay aware of
impressed
your
by this.
surroundings and keep an eye on your belongings at all times.
Look at
We
that.
want to make sure that your perfect day stays that way.
Wow. All right, all right, all right. Enough lollygagging. Let us make our way over to Zenith Hall 4 and 5, and we'll check out what's in there.
Attention visitors to the
Okay,
Intergalactic
so we
Aerospace
are at the
Expo.
vestibule of the Zenith Halls, or Zenith Halls,
Remember,
4 and
security
5.
for everyone's
I
enjoyment.
love this little thing. I call it a diorama. That's basically what it reminds me of, but it's just so cool how they have like the fake sunlight coming through and the little planetary scene there. That's pretty neat. All right, let's start on the right side and then we'll make our way to the left side. So let's see what we have here. This is room number 4.
Visit these legends of battle for yourself.
And here's another one of those maps, so we can always check that and see where we are. All right, so what are we going to be looking at? The Vanguard series. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, so we're going to go this way, and I'm actually going to drink a little bit of water as I walk here because my throat is starting to act up. If I can find my straw, that is. I am in VR, so I can't see my cup. Okay. So, the last video, I actually had some water in Star Citizen, and now I'm having some water in real life. All right, so this is the Vanguard. Vanguard is one of those designs that's beefy, bulky, but it's not my favorite. It does have my favorite thing, though, the swing wing thing, so that's cool. And look at this gear. You see that, right? So, not only does it have 3 wheels, well, technically 6, but it's also got treads. Talk about overkill. And then double bogies on the front with wheels there. Look at this missile. You can tell that this bird means business. Holy crap. And again, you see the scale, the size that we're dealing with here with these things. It's really impressive. This is the kind of ship that I would get if I were going to be doing a lot of military type of missions. And it looks like it's pretty Spartan in here, but it does have some amenities. This appears to be a shower, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a toilet somewhere tucked away in there. That seems to be the Star Citizen way. I'm guessing this counter is your kitchen area, perhaps. You've got a little locker for munitions there. And not quite sure what this computer is for, but I'm assuming parts. Maybe for an engineer to kind of check things out and so on. And then, of course, we've got the cockpit up here. I'm not going to get into the seats or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of show you what the interior of these things looks like. So pretty much, this is your standard Vanguard setup. So I imagine all the others are going to be really similar to that. But we can check them out there and see what some of the variations are. I'm guessing probably in the weapons, like this one's got a lot of missiles. I don't see any missiles at all on this one, but I do see what looks like a wicked Gatling gun. Several guns, actually. Wow. All right. Well, we can check the podium and see what it says. All right. Podium says this is a Vanguard hoplite. Cross between the winning Vanguard deep space fighter and a dedicated boarding ship. Okay, okay. So this is what you would take for the Space Voodoo Squad to insert them into their mission area. Nice, nice. And then I assume that's the regular Vanguard there. There's another one down here. I'm going to hop into the back of this one here. Love the gray on this one. It's kind of like that stealthy color. Oh, this one appears to be closed. Can we open you? Nope, we just managed to lock ourselves in. Okay, can we undo that? Oh, there we go. Oh, there's a guy in here. That's why. So we got a shower. We've got the bunks. So the layout is pretty much similar to what we saw in the other one. The color scheme is definitely different. But yeah, it looks like this is the standard layout for the Vanguard. It is a nice bird. I'll be honest with you folks, it's probably not something that I would ever get because I really don't see myself having a need for something like this. But it does look pretty cool. Not one of my absolute favorite designs, but I do like the bird of prey look that it has to it. And I just noticed there's a little turret on the top too. That is neat. This one, I believe, is a special type of Vanguard. We'll have to check the podium really quick here just to kind of see what exactly it brings to the table. All right, so this is the Vanguard Sentinel. And let's see, it's designed to fight smart instead of taking enemies head on. Okay, so an AR cockpit, external E-war pod, decoy missiles, EMP charges. I have no idea what all of that even means in the grand scheme of Star Citizen. But it sounds to me like this one is definitely an electronic warfare-based craft. The color scheme kind of reminds me of the Blue Angels, too. That's really cool. I like that. I like that. Just notice this guy's wearing glasses. Nice glasses. I'd ask you where you got them, but you're probably not going to tell me, so we'll just keep moving on. But yeah, there we go. All the typical parts that we're used to seeing, the treads on the wheels there. And what is the major difference in the interior of this one? Oh wow, this one's way more high-tech looking. I mean, some of the stuff is definitely modular. Yeah, there's your beds. We got your shower and so on. Kitchen area. But look at all of this. Oh yeah, this is definitely designed for intelligence and electronic warfare and so on. I can't wait till all of these screens are fully interactable. I don't know when that'll be. It might be a year, it might be several years. But that's going to be cool if, as a player, you can interact with all of these screens and they mean something instead of just, being scripted to move the way they are right now. That is sweet. And then, of course, the office. Nice. Okay, so that is the Vanguard series of ships. Very nice, very nice. And let's see, we were going to head to room number 5. It's going to take me a little bit to walk over there, so once again, we will do the magic of editing. And before we do, I will go back to the outside view because I kind of like to do that whenever I'm going to do a little cut here. So we're behind me, and I want to put me all cinematic-like. You can't really see me that well because, well, I'm dark. What can I say? But there you go. There's the Vanguard. All right, we'll be back in a moment in the next room. Okay, so we're back in the little diorama area here, and we're just in front of Zenith Hall 5 or Zenith Hall 5. I'm just going to call it Zenith because it reminds me of the TV. You know, the old TVs, the Zenith TVs. I know some of my older viewers probably remember that stuff. So, yeah, we're going to call it the Zenith Hall. That is what it is now. All right, now, what are we looking at in here? Okay. Wow. All right, I think this is the bomber section of the display. And I'm immediately zeroing in on this one because this one looks just like a stealth bomber. So we're going to check it out. Let's see what it is, first of all. I know what it is, but I'm going to read it to you. This is the Aegis Eclipse, and the Aegis Eclipse is a bomber designed to get in and strike before it's even spotted. So it's a stealth bomber. See, told you. All right. So look at this bird. This is wicked. I've seen videos of this one before, like the ones that CIG has made, the videos that CIG has made. And honestly, I don't think those videos do this thing justice. Like, you don't get an idea just how massive this thing is, let alone how impressive this thing is. Look at that. There's bomb bays there. I'm going to have to, like, crouch down. Hopefully, I can get in here. Wow. Okay, so there's the bomb bays. Is that the bombs there? Is that what I'm seeing? Hold on. I need to see if I can get in there. Holy crap. Okay, that is some serious munitions right here, folks. How many are on there? 3? Looks like it. Yeah, it looks like you got 3 bombs. That's probably all you need if you're going to wipe something out with this thing. Holy crap. I've never seen the stealth bomber in real life, at least not on the ground. I've seen it doing flybys. But I kind of imagine this would be the natural progression for what we know as a stealth bomber here on Earth. This is ultimately what it could look like and what it would do. That's pretty incredible. And look at this Gatling gun on there. I can tell you, our stealth bomber does not have a Gatling gun on it. Wow. Okay, well, color me impressed with that one. And I guess I can stop crouching now. It's just so wide. I love it. I know some of you are probably like, well, that's what she said. All right, and then we've got the big boy over here. This is the bomber to end all bombers. This is like, let's see, I'm trying to think of a real world comparison, but there really is none. I can't say the B-52 because, well, it just doesn't remind me of a B-52. If anything, it reminds me more of a B-29. See, you've got little turrets there, and there's probably another turret on top or something. There's our bomb bay. This, by the way, is called the Retaliator bomber. And as you would expect, it is one of the United Empire of Earth's most powerful warbirds. So I'll just kind of hold it here so you can pause the video and read that. Now, we still have no idea when Squadron 42 is coming out. I know they're working feverishly on it, but it does not look like we will have it this year. And honestly, I don't know if we'll have it next year. It would be nice if we had it next year. I'd actually like to be able to play it since I bought it so many years ago. But yeah, there's those bombs again. I don't know if these are the same exact bombs that are in the Eclipse over there. It might be. That looks like one hell of a warhead, though. I don't even want to know if that's like thermonuclear or some other kind of tech. There's another gun turret there. See, this is what I think of when I think of a bomber in the traditional sense. Granted, it doesn't carry a whole heck of a lot of bombs, but kind of like with the Eclipse, I don't think you need many more bombs than what this thing comes with. I mean, if you got to bomb it more than once, you're probably in trouble. That's all I'm saying. I really want to see the inside of this thing, so let's see if we can get up there. All right, and here we go. We're up. Okay, I need to remember this room because this is the room we're going to need to be in order to exit. Wow, I don't even know where to begin. Guess I'll go this way. Are these doors automatic? I don't even know what's in here. What is in here? Don't know. Let's try going this way. Oh, wow. What is this? The shower? I think I just found a shower, folks. And a toilet. You gotta have a toilet. You got to have a toilet. Alright, so there's that. And wait, what's over here? crouch down. Can't see in there, so I don't know what that is. This appears to be... Oh, look at that! That's the bomb bay! That is the bomb bay. So I'm guessing you probably arm the bombs or something there. I don't know why you would want to arm the bombs manually, but that's pretty cool. Love the screens there and everything. I should really be taking screenshots, but I guess I can probably do that after the fact. And we're going to climb up. Just kind of did that there. I wasn't really expecting to, but okay, we're up here now. What do we have here? Crew quarters. Yep, these look like bunks for our bombermen, our airmen, or I guess spacemen. Multiple bunks. Very nice. This thing is pretty big. And is this the ladder that we came up? I want to say it is. So let me see if I can get down. Okay, there we go. Ladder, by the way, is automatic. It looks like when you get close to it, you automatically get in there. All right, this would be our cockpit. Can't really see around there. It looks pretty hefty. It does have that World War II vibe to it, even though it's, you know, completely a different millennium. It does have that feel to it, and I like that. I really like that. This should be the captain's quarters. We're under the assumption that the captain is also the pilot. So yeah, there we go. Airlock companion and oxygen mixture monitors. Now, from my understanding, it's not yet in Star Citizen, but you're supposed to have the repercussions of whether or not there's oxygen in certain portions of the ship. And along with that, if there's a fire and you have oxygen in certain portions of the ship, obviously that's going to burn more fiercely. So all of that is stuff that's supposedly coming. I don't know when, but I know it's some of the stuff that they've been working on and they've been showing off. So pretty cool stuff. All right, so we'll go back around this way here. I don't know how much more of the ship there really is to see, but yeah. Apparently that bomb is called Clear Sky. Ooh! Or maybe it's the brand name, I don't know. Did we go this way? I think we went this way. Yeah, this was the way to the bathroom. Yep. Alright, so there's nothing else on this side. There is the back of the ship, however. So engineering, all of that kind of good jazz. And there's more bombs back here. Holy crap, I thought this thing only carried like 3 bombs. Are you kidding me? There's more? Ooh, okay, well, I stand corrected. This thing is the bad mama jama of all bombers. Holy crap. Turret, no doubt, that is what is below there. We won't be messing with that. Go back this way, though. That's just crazy how many bombs this thing carries. Holy crap. Alright, is this our... No, this is not the room that I was looking for with the elevator. But this is where we can access like all the components of the ship and so on, so that is cool as well. Wow. It's amazing how big these things are and how fleshed out the interiors of these things are. That's probably the part that amazes me the most about what CIG is doing with Star Citizen, is the fact that they're keeping the scale, and it does feel kind of submarine-like or kind of bomber-like. It has that scale to it where it's a little bit cramped, but it's still usable. Like, you can stand up, you can walk around in there, and of course everything around you is just freaking massive, so it just works. It really does, especially with this headset on, this VR headset. So there we go. Alright, I guess that's everything that I want to look at in this thing, so we'll go ahead and get out of here. We'll interact with the elevator, and we'll head down. Nice. So that is the Retaliator, and oh man, that is one incredible bomber. So we've got, what, 2 bombs here,
Bro! Damn, you got him!
and there's 3 there. That's pretty wild.
I've never seen this ship before. This is new to me.
That is really wild. All right. There's probably someone talking to me, but
I
yeah,
don't know what it is. It's one of the Aegis ships. It's really long.
I think he's
and
talking to
it looks like
somebody
a
else. So
battleship.
we're just
It's
gonna
not
ignore
that
him.
big. It's not as big.
All right, but with that having been done, we are going to head to another part of the convention hall and check out some of the other ships. All I can say is I was pretty well impressed with these bombers here. All right, so when we come back, we'll take a look at another portion of the convention and we'll continue the tour.
From nimble fighters to
And back to the
formidable
outside view
tanks,
because,
this
well,
dynamics makes
it's
for
me.
ships that heroes are made of. Visit these legends of battle for yourself.
Hello, it's me again. I finally decided that I'm thirsty and I would like some water, so let me help myself. All right, I have water.
This is a friendly reminder that the Tobin Expo Center is a step-free environment.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your selling me this water. She's not very chatty. I don't know how many customers she's going to get by not being so chatty, but I'm at least glad she gave me some water. All right, so as soon as I chug this, we will be ready to continue on. And I'm actually going to use this time to have some water in real life while I drink in the game.
Many of the vehicles on display at this year's IAE are conveniently available to rent.
I love that my character always opens and closes the bottle. Like, he can't just leave the cap off and just drink straight out of it. He's got to open and close the bottle. That's a Kodak moment there. So we're going to take a quick screenshot. There we go. All right, back to the interior view. And am I done with this water? I think I am. So let's find your rubbish bin. There it is. And let me interact with my bottle, and we're going to go place and put it in the rubbish bin. There we go. Do not litter, folks. It is not good to litter. All right, so where are we? Zenith Hall 3. Have we been in here before? I don't know that we have. No, I don't think that we have, because this is a completely different backdrop from what we saw in the other hall. The other hall had like that desert. So we're going to go in here, see what they've got for us in here. Map is on that side. Oh, I see Hammerhead. All right, so hold on. Where are we? Gladius and Hammerhead. Okay, perfect. That's actually where I wanted to be. So let's take a look at this. Now, we were talking about Star Citizen Squadron 42 earlier. If I am not too mistaken, I believe the aircraft that you're going to be flying as part of the military in Squadron 42 is this one right here, which is the Gladius. And as you can see, this one means business. You got missiles, you got lasers, you got other missiles. It's just loaded for bear. What appears to be like a laser repeater or something like that on the nose here. This is just awesome. This is really awesome. Now, this is the kind of bird that I enjoy. And when I say I can't wait for Squadron 42, this is why, because I want to be able to fly one of these puppies here. Even though it doesn't have a swing wing like some of the other Aegis craft that we have seen before, it is definitely killer looking. And I believe you can actually fly these if you have, what is it now? The tutorial section of Arena Commander. Arena Commander, of course, is the game within a game. They say the flight sim within the space sim within the persistent universe, and you should be able to basically test it out virtually. It's so weird because it's virtual, but it's inside of the virtual world. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just going to stop right now. Suffice to say, I really love this thing and I want to fly it in a persistent universe. So, you know what we're going to do? Going to interact with it, go rent, and let's see, where's my mouse cursor? There it is. Processing. There we go. Okay, so now I have two ships to try once we actually get back to the spaceport. This is going to be cool. I'm going to be doing some flying around the planet, basically. I don't plan on going to any of the other planets because honestly, I kind of like Microtech, even though it's cold and I hate cold in real life. Something about this planet in the game is really awesome. But this is the Hammerhead. I'm sure you have probably seen the Hammerhead before. It is extremely popular among orgs that have a lot of people because this is the ship that can take down the other ships. You can see it's got these massive turrets off to the side there. That's part of the reason why it's got the name Hammerhead. You notice the front is kind of blunt there. The cockpit itself is at the bottom there. And then it's got these four quad cannons on the side that are kind of reminiscent of the Millennium Falcon. So let's see what it says here. The ability to respond quickly and establish battlefield dominance are paramount to any kind of security operation. Simply put, Aegis Hammerhead heavy gunship is built to react and fight. Outfitted with both manned and unmanned turrets, the Hammerhead is equally capable of providing anti-fighter support for larger capital ships or spearheading a small militia or security outfit. Another one that's just freaking massive. There are plenty of videos on YouTube featuring orgs flying around in this thing and just basically blowing things to kingdom come. But now you kind of get an idea just how big this thing is. Or more to the point, I am now getting an idea of just how big this thing is. If this thing was coming up on me and those guns come to bear, yeah, I'd probably lose the contents of my bowels. Kind of gross, but yeah, this thing inspires fear in whatever these guns are pointed at. This does not play around at all. I'm not actually going to go in there. Suffice to say, I can probably get lost in this one. There's just passages everywhere. But even a bay like this, how big this is, you can tell this thing is designed to hold like ground vehicles, attack combat ground vehicles, and so on. That's just impressive. That is very impressive. Now, the Hammerhead, even though I like the design of it, I'm actually more partial to the Valkyrie, which is a different company that makes that. Presumably, we'll be seeing the Valkyrie a little bit later on in the week. So, if I do decide to continue this little mini series showing off everything going on at the expo, more than likely I'm going to be hopping into Valkyrie because I want to show that one to you. But yeah, Aegis means business when it comes to these combat ships. That is just incredible. Wow. All right, so apparently that is all that we have in this hall, and the next hall is going to be the hall of the Avengers. So I'm going to head over there really quick, and just like before, we will kind of hang out here until I cut the camera to the next scene. Okay, so we are over by another one of these little dioramas here, and we're going to run over to Zenith Hall 2, which is where the Avengers are. And I guess I can slow down now because I want to check out the map really quick. All right, so you can see where we are now, and this is the home of the Avengers. So we're going to check those out right now. Okay, let's head in. Now, as I had stated near the beginning of this video, the Avenger is actually what I started out in years ago in Star Citizen. As soon as the Avenger became available to fly and they had it as a starter package, this is pretty much the bird that I picked. And the main reason why I picked it is I actually wanted to do bounty hunting. That was going to be the job that I did in Star Citizen. That was like my chosen path. I wanted to be the Star Citizen equivalent of Boba Fett, basically just flying around with a bunch of prisoners in the back and turning them into the long arm of the law. I since changed that. I'm not quite sure what I want to do now in Star Citizen, but I do know that I outgrew the Avenger. It is still a beautiful ship. I absolutely love it. The shape, the lines, everything about it is just really cool. But I realized that it just doesn't quite suit my purposes. And that was primarily because at that time, the only version of it that was available was actually this one. And I'm going to show you the difference here in a moment. So you'll notice in this one, you've got these cryostasis containers. Think of them as carbonite freeze chambers for your prisoners. That was what was available at the time. There's not a whole heck of a lot of living space. If we actually walk in there, you'll see you're flanked on either side by these holding cells here. And when we open up the door and go in, this is it. In fact, some of the earliest videos that I did on Star Citizen, I would usually end the video by laying down here in the bed, and that was it. But yeah, there's not a whole heck of a lot to this. And then, of course, there's a cockpit. So, in essence, yes, I grew out of the Avenger. I needed something that was a little bit bigger, a little bit more homey to me. And I hadn't even counted on the fact that they were eventually going to come out with slightly larger versions of the Avenger. And I say that not meaning externally, but internally. Like, look at this. This is what it looks like if you have an Avenger that does not have the cryostasis pods. You can see you've got a pretty fair amount of space for cargo and so on. So that is one thing that you can do with this thing. But again, the living quarters are still the same size. So for that, for me, there's a little bit of a turnoff. Now they've got like this latest version here, and to be honest with you, I'm not 100% certain what's the difference between this and all the other ones that we've seen, other than the fact that it's probably got different armament and so on. I think the back end probably looks the same, but we're going to find out in a moment here, as soon as I get to it. Remember, I've only got one speed, and I'll get there when I get there. Unless I decide to speed up, of course. But yeah, otherwise it looks the same. Let's go through. Yeah, this is pretty much the same spacecraft. I don't really see much of a difference on the inside, at least. We'll find the podium for this one and figure out exactly what it is that we should be concentrating on, because it's definitely not the interior. I do notice it's got missiles, though, but I think my original one also had missiles. Not sure if it's the same kind of missiles, though. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, so it appears that this is just like a tribute to somebody, famed pilot Danny Solomon. Okay, so it's a specialized dogfighting. So it's similar to that that other ship that we saw earlier, where you've got just like a special edition, as it were. That's basically what this is. But now this one over here, this is a whole different animal. We have to take a look at this one. And let me find a podium first, and I'll kind of set it up. And then we'll take a look in the back of this, because from my understanding, this one is completely different from all of the other Avengers that we've seen so far. All right, here's our podium. So this is the Avenger Warlock, and what really makes this one special is the fact that it's, according to this, probably the closest to a non-lethal fighter. It's outfitted with an EMP generator capable of emitting a powerful electromagnetic wave to disable any electronics unfortunate enough to be within the blast radius. I got to show this to you. I have to show this to you. This is what they're talking about with this thing here. So, everything that we've seen so far, the cargo hold, you can either keep prisoners or cargo. Look at this thing. If that's not the epitome of sci-fi right there, that is an EMP generator. That's just wild. So there's no cargo in this, there's no prisoners in this. You've got this monstrosity that you can unleash and basically disable any ship unfortunate enough to get close to it. And I can't stare at this any longer, otherwise I think I am going to get dizzy. Oh, wow. So that's new. That wasn't around when I originally bought the Avenger. So that's an interesting use for it that I hadn't really expected. With that having been said, I don't think I would ever use a ship like this. I might pick up maybe the special edition again or the one that just has the cargo space, because let's face it, I like transporting stuff, so that might be a good thing. But yeah, this is the Avenger. This is the ship that brought me into Star Citizen. And there's just so many more of them now. It's actually pretty cool. All right, so I think we have seen everything on the main floor. We still need to go downstairs to the hologram room and check out what's down there. So, you know what's going to happen next. Yep, that's right. Magic of editing. I'll see you in a moment.
Dynamics makes the ships that heroes are made of.
Okay, so we're back up here with this monstrosity. I still can't get over this thing. Every time I stand underneath it, my jaw just drops. Maybe I should activate my VoIP because, yeah, at least you could see my character just standing there with his eyes wide open looking at this huge thing. Wow. All right, but we're going downstairs, and I did check the map just before we started coming down here, and really the only thing that there is to see are the hologram ships. So this is closing in to the end of this particular video here. So as you can see, there's not much here. There's no gray cat or gray cat rock, but we're going to be going over to the display section directly ahead. So, how are you enjoying this so far, checking out the expo through my eyes? You can feel free to leave a comment down below if there's anything in particular that you want to see in the coming days. You can always check on the Star Citizen website and it will tell you which manufacturers are going to be there for which days. I'm going to try and see if I can catch all of the manufacturers and basically make this into a mini series. That's if I don't get bored before that time. All right, so what are we looking at here? This is the Aegis Nautilus, okay? And what is its claim to fame? It's a mine layer. Seriously, it lays mines, it lays space mines. Wow. I'm just holding my head straight here so that way you can read it. Oh, cool. But like with everything here in these holograms, you can't really get an idea of just how big this thing is. From my understanding, this is close to a capital ship size. But wow. It kind of gives me slight vibes of an Imperial Star Destroyer. You know, it's got the wedge shape to it and so on. Obviously, there's some massive differences. But that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. Again, it's not exactly one of those ships that I could ever see myself on, but it's kind of cool to see all of this stuff anyway. All right, what do we have here? What is this baby? This is the Aegis Vulcan, which is a medium repair, medium refuel. Whoa! So here's another one that
Aegis is
Sergio
really
might like.
reminded that the Tobin Expo Center is a STEM-free
Wow, so you
environment
can
with a
actually
great
repair
reputation
other
and an
ships
amazing
with
day.
this and, of course, refuel them. That is pretty handy to have. Huh. All right, I'm actually going to read this one because I'm interested in it. Refuel, repair, rearm. Become a one-person support crew with the Aegis Dynamics Versatile Vulcan, supplying aid to pilots on the fly. Whether pinned down under heavy fire and in need of ammunition, low on quantum fuel after an ill-planned jump.
From nimble
Yeah,
fighters
that's
to powerful
never
bringers,
happened to
Aegis
me
Dynamics
before.
makes the ships that feel
Or
like home.
stranded in unknown space
Whether
with
you're
a
stepping
busted
into battle
thruster,
for
a
yourself
pilot in distress can always count on a Vulcan and its cadre of drones to lend speedy, efficient assistance. That sounds really good. Whereas the other ship, the Nautilus, I could never see myself flying. This I would not mind having. Of course, with my luck, it's probably like several $100, but still, all the same,
the
this
Tobin
is the
Expo
kind of
Center would
thing
like to remind
that
everyone
does
that
have
steps
some
can lead to
good
safety.
use
Walk
in the
before you
verse. I
run with
like this
support
sort
from
of thing.
others.
This is neat. Wow. All right. So let's head over here. We'll check out the final ship. Oh, and I know this one. I don't even need to read the podium to tell you what this is. Folks, this was the ship that years ago they had a competition amongst some of the best and brightest 3D designers
Ships
in the
such as the
community.
Intergalactic
Regular
Aerospace
people
Expo
just like you and
use their
me.
gear to
They
create
all
unique
banded
vehicles.
together in various teams and
Remember
submitted
Vanguard's
their
Geode?
proposal for a gunship for Star Citizen. This was the winner. This is called the Redeemer. I forget the name of the team that actually put it together, but suffice to say, this is their baby right here. It's been modified quite a bit through CIG, and obviously it still has not come into the game yet. Otherwise,
This
we
is a
wouldn't be
friendly
looking at
reminder
a
that
hologram.
today
We'd actually be
Vorpx are
walking
proud to bring
around
you
in
valuable
quote
pieces
unquote
that
the real
help
thing.
people
But just the
live
fact
their
that
best days at work.
players of the game were able to design something like this and have it now be a valid part of this universe is really cool. In fact, I think it should say something about that in here. Yep, now you can own the next great starship. That was the name of the competition, Next Great Starship. Designed by Star Citizen's backers, the Aegis Redeemer is a powerful fighting ship capable of holding its own in combat with a powerful weapons payload. Dotted with turrets and missiles, the Redeemer also doubles as an armored landing craft capable of delivering armored soldiers for first person combat. This right here is the definition of the word gunship. Wow. And to think that it was actually created by fellow players. That is the most cool thing
This is
about
a
this
friendly
one.
reminder that the Tobin Expo Center is a
And
STEM-free
believe it or
environment.
not, folks, that
Please keep up the
is
great
it.
visit and have an amazing day.
That is everything that we have to see here on the Aegis level of the convention center. So the way that this convention is working, just to kind of give you an idea, and I'm going to try and see if I can get out videos often, but I'm not someone like bored gamers, so don't hold it against me if I don't have videos out all day, every day. You know, I'm not quite sure that I can
From nimble
pull
fighters
that
to
off, let's
formidable
just say.
bringers, Aegis
But
Dynamics
the
makes the
way that
ships
this
that
works
heroes are proud to
is
fly.
every day
Whether
there
battling
will
for
be a
self-respect,
change. So right now, we've got two floors. We're on the Aegis floor, and we saw in the previous video the Argo floor. The idea is every day one of those two floors will change, and you'll have a different manufacturer in here that will be showing off their wares. Hello, lady. Don't mind me. I'm doing an outro here. Can I sit here? I guess I cannot. All right. I'm going to invade your personal space, lady. I hope you don't mind. Hi. You probably can't even see me. Nope, you're leaving. Okay, well, that's fine too. Bye. Didn't want to talk to you anyway. All right, let's go back to the outside view here. Okay, so that is where we're going to leave it. So, as I started to say, what is going to happen is every day they're going to change these around. So, they're going to have different manufacturers and they're going to alternate it. So, one day you'll have a new manufacturer, but you'll still have like one of the same manufacturers hanging in there for uh, another day. So basically, every manufacturer gets 2 days, is what I'm trying to say, but they're going to alternate. So tomorrow, Argo will disappear and will be replaced by the next manufacturer. And then the day after that, Aegis will disappear and be replaced by the next manufacturer. And it's going to continue going that way until the week is done. So I'm going to try and see if I can come back here each day and record for you just to kind of show you what's going on there. And I realize you can probably see this on other channels too, especially people who are far more invested in Star Citizen than I am. But this is a welcome change for me from doing all the flight simulation stuff. I mean, it's kind of in a similar genre, but it's different enough for me to be new and exciting, I guess. So, with that having been said, I thank you as always for watching. This has been BelGeode. If you enjoy what you've seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will be back really, really soon with some more Star Citizen. Alrighty, folks, from the Aegis floor of the IAE, the Interstellar Aerospace Expo on Micro. I don't even know the name of the planet anymore. Microtech. I almost said Microsoft or Microprose. It's Microtech. I think I'm done. Alrighty, folks. I'll catch you later. Ciao.